Who is this person? How is he connected? Yes, Hemashri?
So Mark Carney may be the Canada Prime.
No. Mark Carney looks much younger than this gentleman, right? But a good take. Okay. This person's name, note down, is Giscard. Giscard. Okay. Valerie, Valery. Giscard Valery Einstein, I think. Just note down, I may have made some pronunciation mistake. He was the premier of France. And as the premier of France, he felt that when there was, you heard of the OPEC crisis? Have you heard of the OPEC crisis? I will come to it. So when the OPEC crisis came, he and Helmut Schmidt, the vice chancellor of Germany, felt the top countries in the world should join together and protect their financial interest. Okay, so just get a picture. அப்படின்னா அவங்கள காப்பாற்றிக்கிறதுக்காக அந்த டாப் 7 countries அவங்க சேர்ந்து வந்தாங்க. இந்த ஐடியா மூட் பண்ணது மிஸ்டர் வேலரி ஐன்ஸ்டைன், ஜெரால்ட் வேலரி ஐன்ஸ்டைன். Okay, so when was it first held? Where was it held and who participated? So you can see the most powerful people in the world in those days. Most powerful people. Are you able to identify any of these people? Are you able to identify any of them? Okay, doesn't matter. This was almost 50 years back, right? So just take a note of it. So it was in the year 1975. Now, why you have to remember all this is, suppose there is some talk on G7 or G20 and they give you a passage in the quiz, in the examination. They want you to remember all this information. It's almost like preparing for UPSC. You have to remember all this data. So 15 to 17 November 1975. Just remember 1975 November. And which was the place where they had the first it was not G7, G6 meeting. Can you pronounce this name, anyone?
Rampolet.
Yeah, not Poulet. It's a French name.
Rampole Castle.
Excellent. Rampoulet. In French, you don't say ET. Rampoulet Castle, France. And Valery Giscard, he was there, definitely, because he was the founder. Helmut Schmidt was there, he was the founder. Aldo Moro from Italy. Takeo Miki. Now, please, I'm sorry, you have to remember these names. In case they ask you somewhere, okay, and they quiz you, you lose marks if you don't remember names. UK, Harold Wilson and Gerald Ford of US. Now, why it happened is because the collapse of Bretton Woods fixed exchange rate system and 1973 oil prices. Okay. Now, I will come to this. Now, look at it. Who is standing in the center? Who is standing in the center?
So Valery Giscard.
See, no. You have your Harold Wilson. Here you have Gerald Ford. And you have this, where is this listing? I think either this or this, I'm not sure. What do you understand from this? What do you understand about body language? His hands are in the front.
So maybe he may be dominant over him.
Here, when you have anybody has got the hands in the front, see which part of the body is covering, right? It means I'm trying to protect myself. I'm not comfortable with you, right? This man, you see, is not very close to them. He's maintaining a distance here, right? Okay. And if you look at him, these guys usually, if you notice any photo, the American president will stand in the center. Get it? Okay. Now, let me come to this. Do you know what is the Bretton Woods? Have you heard of the Bretton Woods?
After which the Monetary Fund and World Bank came into force.
Yes.
So after Bretton Woods Conference, World Bank came into
Correct. World Bank, and there was another organization which came.
IMD, International
IMF.
Monetary
Okay.
Fund.
Now, that time US promised that there will be a fixed exchange rate. Say, for example, $1 is equal to 10 rupees, fixed exchange rate. And then there was this US president. You heard of Nixon, Watergate scandal? He made an announcement that fixed rate system is gone. Okay, today you see, today dollar will be 85 rupees, tomorrow it will be 86 rupees, 84 rupees. So once that fixed rate system was gone, okay, there was a turmoil in the global economy. And when that was there, right, they wanted the top people in the world who control the money, they had to get together and make a plan. And there was a crisis in 1973, which is called the OPEC crisis. I will come to that later. These are the two reasons why G7 was started. Okay. Now, this 51st G7, which happened last month, where was it held?
The Canada, sir.
Canada, sir.
Canada, which place?
Some
Because
Kanakis, sir. Kanakis.
wow, fantastic. Okay, so you got Kanana skies, Alberta. It could be a question in the examination. And who are the people there? Now you look at it. This is, who is this? This is Carney.
Carney.
Canada. You can see definitely the big boss is in the center. And
Donald.
all are scared of the big boss, so they are not standing close to him, right? But here is this man who is not really worried. He is a cool cat, right? So who is this guy?
Emmanuel Macron.
Emmanuel Macron. And who is this guy?
Australian.
No, he is Keir Starmer of UK. And see where their hands are. And see how this man stands, akimbo. And who is this gentleman? He is the head of EU, right? Where did I go? Head of EU. And this lady, I think she is Meloni of Italy. Look at their body language. And this poor man, I think, I don't know where he is from. He stands somewhere in the corner. Japan has been sidelined. You can make a lot out of body language from the picture. But this man is cool. With Trump there, he's showing his hand because he is one who is uniting the whole of Europe against Trump. So he's got that body language. Okay, fine. Then, where was it held? So, Kanana skies. I'll give you the PPT anyway. Keir Starmer. So, Vice Chancellor of Germany, what's his name? Friedrich Merz. Japan, Ishiba. Just remember these names. Antonio Costa. And the guests were Australia, Brazil, India, Mexico, South Africa, Korea, Ukraine. And who did not attend? Now, these guys' examiners may be crazy. They may ask you a dumb question like, who didn't come? And you have to tell Saudi Crown Prince and Indonesian President did not attend. Is it really necessary for life to know who attended, who did not attend? But it may come in the examination. And definitely this kind of a question will come. What is their motto or the key theme? Can all of you repeat?
AI for prosperity.
AI for prosperity. Okay. Go through it again, read it loudly, memorize it so that it impinges into your memory and stays there till December when you write the examination. Done?
Yes, sir.
Done.
Yes.
Now, I wanted to show you this picture. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Keir Starmer of UK, right? And who is this gentleman?
Narendra Modi, sir.
So he was invited there. What is this body language? Will you ever put your hand on your father or your principal like that and talk to him?
Maybe friendly relationship.
Is it friendly relationship? When you put your hand, just do
Friendly,
one
but
thing.
not formal, sir. You should maintain formal decorum while waiting.
See, when you put your hand on top, it says, I am your boss.
You are suppressing them, sir.
When you, I'm putting you down. When you put the hand, these body language, these guys know. When you put on the hand on the side, it's like saying, "Main hu na, I am here to support you." Right? Okay. So body language becomes very important. Just keep watching how these world leaders have that body language. Explain this picture to me.
So when Russia joined, the G become
Yeah.
G7.
So Russia was also part of the G7 group. Okay, it was G8 actually. Now it became G7. Russia came in 1999 after Russia was part of USSR. It collapsed, but they got Russia into G8. But then they kicked Russia out because
Ukraine war, sir.
which one?
Russia-Ukraine war, sir.
2014, after the Russia-Ukraine war, they said get out. Okay, yes. What are these two places? Evian, Les Bains, Hot, Savoy. Just
Last
remember
year where the G7 happened.
last year, super G7 was here. Next year, Apulia, Italy. Remember that. 1 mark, full 1 mark. Okay, excellent. Now we go to G20. What is the G20?
Group of 20.
Group of 20 countries. Super. Who are these people here?
Sir, I think I don't know, I've read it somewhere that in one of the groups, the like how do I tell you? Like in one group there are people who are not there in the other group. Basically like two different completely different countries.
Okay, I'll just give you the explanation. See, G7, the head of state would come, prime minister or president of the country will come, and the finance minister also would come with them. So there will be 7 prime ministers and 7 finance ministers. I cannot say prime minister because you take Macron was the president, Donald Trump was the president, and in Germany they don't say prime minister or president. What do they tell the German head? They call
Chancellor.
him chancellor.
Chancellor.
Okay. But the finance minister said, we are only 7 countries. And there was the Asian crisis, 1999 or something. There was the Asian crisis when some Asian banks melted. There was a huge problem in Indonesia and Philippines and other areas. So after that, these 7 finance ministers, they came together and they decided G7 is a small group. We need a bigger group called G20. So who created G20? Who created G20? There we said Valerie Giscard Einstein. But here who created G20? G7 finance ministers. Please remember that. Okay. What is this? 2023 we had G20. What is this building where the summit was held?
It was
So
in Delhi,
India,
no, sir.
Delhi
was
Bharat
definitely
Mandapam, sir.
in Delhi.
Delhi.
In the super
Bharat Mandapam.
Bharat Mandapam. Excellent. So that was the venue. So just remember that name in case they ask. But G23 is already an old story, but you never know. It was a great moment for India. So we may want to relive that. Okay. Who is the G20 Troika? Okay. This is an old picture. Troika is, for example, this year
Past, present, and incumbent presidents of
this year who is
G20.
the G20 head? Canada. Last year it was Brazil. Okay. And next year it is going to be, I think, US. So they become the Troika. Just remember that. What is G20's primary focus? What is G20's primary focus? Primary focus is
Focus on major global economic issue, including
financial stability. Correct. Yes, Kumar. Financial stability. What is the New Delhi Declaration? In case they ask you. One Earth, one family. Just remember, one Earth, one family. Right? What is the Global Biofuels Alliance? Are they question? Are they answer? Can anybody tell me that? Okay. Nothing. When they all came to India, they had a biofuels alliance. You know, Modi is heading the International Solar Alliance, where they are sharing technology, and India wants to have by 2035 50% of its energy coming from solar. Similarly, biofuels. You heard of biofuels? You go to Brazil, right? In Brazil, you know what is the fuel? You go to the petrol station, you know what they'll give you? You ask for petrol, they won't give you petrol. You know what they'll give you? Ethanol. They create ethanol from sugarcane and all that. In India also, a lot of work is taking place in using jatropha grass and ethanol, mixing with petrol, okay, so that you can reduce the import of petrol, right? So an initiative on that. The fourth point, India's initiative for startups. What is the name of that initiative? Okay. I hope you're taking a note of all this. Startup 2020. And the last question here, what is the biggest achievement of G20? No?
Sir, like quick emergency funding during the 2008 global financial crisis.
No. What I am informed is biggest achievement is African Union. You heard of African Union? 53 countries in Africa, they formed a union and they have become a member together. All the 53 countries together have become a member of G20. Right. The last question. Who is this man you see in the picture? He was also the head of Niti Aayog. And Sherpa means, who was the Sherpa? Sherpa means,
Sir,
you
it
know,
was Amitabh Kant.
excellent, Amitabh Kant. And who is the Sherpa? Sherpa என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க? Tenzing Norway, who climbed the Mount Everest, versus Sherpa. So what is his job?
Sir, Sherpas are leaders' personal representatives, sir, at the.
Okay. See, last year, Savitri and I, we climbed the Mount Everest base camp. We went to the base camp, right? Now, do you think we are carrying all the luggage on our back? No, there was
No,
somebody
sir.
carrying the luggage. Not only was he carrying the luggage, he was holding us and taking us step by step in the mountain. So the one who does the whole organization, who supports you, guides you, leads you, is the Sherpa. So Amitabh Kant was the Sherpa, right? Now, we saw G7, we saw G20. Now, a short quiz on OPEC. Who is this?
Crown Prince, sir.
No, not a crown prince. He was the finance minister. One second. He was the finance minister of Saudi Arabia. And his name, please note down, Sheikh Al Yamani. What he felt was, see, you take countries who produce in the Middle East, who are the countries who produce oil?
UAE, Saudi Arabia.
Yes, UAE, Saudi Arabia, who else?
Iraq.
Iraq, Iran, Oman.
Kuwait,
Iraq,
Venezuela.
Iran. I will stop with Kuwait. Oman is also there, but these 5 countries together form the OPEC. And who mooted that idea? This person, finance minister. Why? Because what is happening is, you take a country like India, they'll go and ask UAE, petrol enna vela, Saudi enna vela, Iraq கிட்ட பெட்ரோல் என்ன விலை, ஈரான் கிட்ட என்ன விலை, யார் சீப்பா அவங்க கிட்ட வாங்குவாங்க. ஸோ 5 பேரை compete பண்ண வச்சு வேடிக்கை பார்த்து they were getting petrol at the cheapest price. When I mean petrol, I mean gas, gasoline, all the products put together, petroleum. So this man, he got the idea, hey, what is happening? These guys are playing with us. Let's become a team and we will fix the price so we get the profit. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is brilliant about that? What is brilliant about that? Imagine
Trying to reduce the price of petrol.
No,
I mean,
why reduce? So imagine 5 schools fighting for students. The 5 schools get together and say, let's do one thing, we'll double the fees, and we'll be friends, fees correct. Now, parents have no other go but to join one of the schools, and all the 5 schools will get a profit. A similar idea, right? Okay. So OPEC, the price of petroleum shot 400%, and this was the oil crisis. The world got shocked. And because this happened in 1973, OPEC na enna full form? Oil, petroleum, exporting countries. Take a note of it. Oil, petroleum, exporting countries. So this happened in 1973 when Sheikh Ali Amani got that idea. Petrol prices got jacked up by 400%. Okay, I remember as a kid, you'll be shocked to know as a kid in school, diesel was 5 rupees a liter and petrol was about 8, 9 rupees a liter. Okay, can you dream of that? Okay. In my childhood, when I was in 4th or 5th or 6th, 7th standard, somewhere during that time. Okay, not 4th or 5th. 1973 means about 2nd standard or something like that. Okay. Yes. Now, when did G7 come in? When did G7 come into the picture?
75.
75.
1975.
So because of this oil crisis, G7 came into the picture. I hope you get some idea about geopolitics and what's happening in the world now. Right? Then, what is the connection between, we already discussed about this Yom Kippur War. What is the connection between this and OPEC? What's the connection? Very easy to figure out. Yom Kippur War was Egypt, Jordan, and Syria fighting Israel when they had that Yom Kippur. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, who supported Israel when the Yom Kippur War took place?
US.
US.
US, sir.
So the OPEC countries got together and said, நீ இஸ்ரேலை சப்போர்ட் பண்றியா? நீ என்ன பெரிய இதுன்னு நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கியா? ரைட்டுங்களா? அண்ட் நான் எங்களை ஒருத்தரை போட்டி போட வச்சு ஆயில் பிரைஸை குறைக்க பார்க்குறியா? நாங்கள் சேர்றோம் பாரு, ஆயில் பிரைஸ் ஏற்றுறோம், நீ என்ன பண்ணுற பார்ப்போம். So this was a retaliation to the Yom Kippur War. When US and other NATO countries supported them, these Middle East countries got together and this was their answer. Okay. Now, we saw G7, we saw G20, we saw OPEC. Now the last part. Who is this gentleman?
Jim O'Neill.
Tool, you are Superman. Super Jim O'Neill. I never expected anybody to answer that looking at the picture. Right? And who is he?
He is the first person who coined the term brick in 2001.
He is an economist. Okay, just to whet your knowledge, an economist who worked in Morgan Stanley. So when he was in Morgan Stanley, he coined the term BRICS. Why did he coin the term BRICS?
So BRIC is like at that time it was 4, which was Brazil, Russia, Indonesia, and China. South Africa joined in 2009, I think. Then now 10 countries
Okay.
are there.
It joined in 2010. This happened in 2009. But why in the heck was this done?
Yes, sir. I think this was the actual answer which I tried giving you previously. For the first time in G7, basically all the countries which were like the other dominant foreign nations were there, but like the global south was not represented adequately. So they created the Brazil, Russia.
Perfect. So they wanted a multipolar world and they wanted to counterbalance G7. See, otherwise G7 becomes too powerful. Okay, and Brazil, Russia, India, and China are much more populous. Brazil, Russia, India, and China will be more than half the world's population here. And these small 6 countries, they're hardly 1/10 of the world population. How could they dominate? So counterbalance. Perfect. Super. Now, after this, let's see what happens. Next question. So who are these people? Sarah, hold yourself. Who are these
Sir,
people?
Dr. Manmohan Singh,
Yes. All right. So India over. Brazil, Mr. Lula. China, before Z, who was it? Wu Jintao. Okay. And Russia was Medvedev, right? So Putin came the next year. So these are the 4 people who said, let's start BRICS. And I tell you, if these guys really get together, this will be the most powerful association, a big answer, a reply to NATO and G7 and all that. But unfortunately, countries like you take China, they seem to be loving, supporting Pakistan more than others. And what do you see in this picture? I think Sarah already let the cat out of the bag. Okay.
Sir, it was held on South Africa, sir.
No, not only that. This 2010, South Africa joins. Okay. Manmohan Singh is here. Instead of that Wu Jintao, you have Z here. Instead of Medvedev, you have Putin here. Instead of Lula, you have, what's her name? I remember her name. Okay. The Brazilian head here. And who is this? Who is this? His name is Zuma, right? He was the South African president. South Africa came into the picture in 2010. Okay. Next question. I think possibly the last question. Okay. New Development Bank. What is this?
This was BRICS first
BRICS bank,
or
sir.
something like that, sir.
Okay. Why do you need this bank here? Already you have so many banks. Why this bank?
Sir, I don't know about that time, but I can say now that because like recently Trump, when he came to his position, he threatened tariffs, saying like if you guys like try to create your own currency or whatever, I'll impose 100% tariffs on you. So like this was like something to have their
That is
now.
that Trump told recently because he wants to control the world through the dollar. If BRICS
Yes,
creates its
sir.
own currency, dollar is finished.
Make
But
America
already,
great again.
okay, yes. Now, this bank, there are 2 reasons. One is the whole world, any financial problem anywhere in the world, IMF will come. Okay, or World Bank will come. Any problem in Asia, America had created a bank in Asia by name Asian.
Asian Development Bank.
Where is it located? Headquarters in Philippines.
Philippines.
Okay. So they saw that, okay, Philippines again becomes the base in Asia also. Okay, we have to counter that. And so they started New Development Bank and the head office, headquarters is in Shanghai.
China.
So India has got a vested interest there. All the BRIC nations have a vested interest there. They have put money there. So let us say tomorrow Sri Lanka needs some money. They are in dire straits. So this bank will fund them. Great idea. Okay. So the reason for the bank to reduce Western dominance, promote multipolarity. What is multipolarity? Pole. You know, North Pole, South Pole. You would have seen in the magnet. Similarly,
inclusion of many other nations except
you
USA.
see, when the Cold War was there, USSR was on one side, UK, US, and NATO were on the other side. It was bipolar, right? And then Russia collapsed. 1991. It was a unipolar world. Right now, you have China and US. But if you can have 4, 5 powers of equal strength, it becomes a multipolar world.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And NDB for infrastructure and new development bank. And also remember this in case they ask you, new countries who are joining BRICS, that should be great news. Saudi Arabia, UAE, okay, okay. These are all petrodollar nations, Middle
So you
East.
missed Indonesia.
Edith, Indonesia, is it there?
Yes, sir. It's the this is the latest one which joined in January this year.
Okay, okay. Indonesia. Then I'll thank you. I'll update.
Yes, sir.
Egypt, Iran, Ethiopia, Argentina, and you take what Sarah said, okay? But I'll also check it out. Indonesia, all these joined this year. Fine. Right.